Hey, check this out. If you got 3 months and you want to get stronger and build muscle, look at this 4-day-a-week template that I'm going to show you that will do exactly that. All right, check this out. So if you're a busy person, but have like 3 months, 2, 3, 4 months of time where you just get to spend a little bit more time training, right? Like we can call it the regular person off season, right? Just like athletes have an off season, because in season you got all types of stuff. If you're playing baseball, like you're on buses all the time, traveling from city to city, food's not great, so on and so forth, right? Same thing. You may have times and periods of time where you can put a little bit more into training and get more results and then maintain, right? And so like you have these off-season periods. And so this is stuff that, like, again, I've done with clients where they might be training, they do a 3-day-a-week program and it's full body. But then it's like, hey, I want to take it up a notch for the next 3 months because I'll be at home. I'm not traveling as much. So, and this is basically the template that I would run with them. I've done this quite a bit myself. And this is a nice mix, right? Because I've done a lower upper split for such a long time. And then I shifted to lower upper full. Now this is 2 full body days and a lower and upper day. So it's a nice mix of it. And it does very well. And you're going to see in a volume kind of section, you guys know I love concurrent conjugate training. So you'll see kind of glimpses of this, of a dynamic effort speed day and all those max effort day, how this plays in. But it's also not so much that it'll beat you up that you can't recover from it. So I want to kind of go through this for you. Now you do have to, kind of have one weekend day when you train. Like that's an important factor in this one and the way that it's laid out, because day one, we're going to go full body, and this full body day is going to have some dynamic components, right? We're going to do some speed lifting on it. Day 2, no lift and or, again, aerobic conditioning. I'll talk about conditioning a little bit at the end, but again, the focus here is strength, muscle, putting this on, and which means that also you got to eat at least at maintenance, if not higher on the calories, again, for this specific program. Day 3, we're going to go lower body, and then right next to upper body. And we can do that, right? Because again, first of all, upper body is not going to take as much out of you. So we can do these back to back. Day 5, that would be a Friday, right? For example, you're going to have nothing and or, again, some type of aerobic capacity work, full body on a Saturday and no lift. Again, I wanted to show you that breakdown because, yeah, you could do a lift on a Sunday and kind of shift this a little bit if you wanted to, but that's how it would lay out because, we want to have a day in between a full body day and this lower upper, and then, again, another day in between a full body day, right, for recovery purposes. What I'd like to do too is actually go with dynamic effort day first. So let's say we pick a front squat. Again, this could be any type of squat that you can do kind of speed stuff with, but front squats are a good option here, where you do 6 sets of 2 at 60 to 70% of 1 rep max. Now, one thing about dynamic effort work, if you've ever followed Westside, Louis Simmons, right, we keep shorter breaks. So again, for the efficiency here too, it'll be a 45 seconds. So you'd hit like too fast, right? Meaning intent. You control down, you explode up as fast as you can. 2 reps, rack it back up, 45-second break, right? 45-second break, and you're going right back at it. A lot of times for people that want to continue to kind of keep athleticism, I might contrast this with, for example, 3 squat jumps, right? Just body weight. So you hit your 2, step away, 15 seconds, do your 3 squat jumps as high as possible, and then still rest 45 seconds. So that's an option, right? So if you want to have some more jumps in there as well. Then we'd have a superset, 1 leg landmine RDL. I love landmine RDLs, by the way. You could do a dumbbell RDL. The thing about it is, one, a lot of people don't have great stability. So if we want to build strength and muscle, you could do an RDL with support, right? So imagine holding on to a rig. But again, I love that landmine attachment and being able to have some more stability and load it more, right? Because it allows us to load it more. And then alternating low incline dumbbell bench press. So alternating is the one where we're going to go down, up, right? We go 6 per side on that. And notice the rep ranges too, right? Like I like that 6 rep range because it's kind of like a nice little mix of strength and muscle building. The second superset we're going to go is a dumbbell chest supported row for 8, and then split stance cable lift, right? So think about being in a half kneeling position. I'm going to basically chop the cable, right? And again, you can see like these are, by the way, you should do soft tissue work, so foam rolling. You do a dynamic warm-ups for, think about 10 minutes, but you should be able to get this done in an hour, right? It's not like this excessively long training session. It still kind of keeps in mind that you have a certain amount of time to get this done, right? Day 2, again, we'd have that second day would really be an off day, no lift day here. Or what I would, if you have time, that's aerobic capacity work. Like doing circuits of being within 130, 150 beats per minute, 30 to 60 minutes if possible, stuff that you can do anywhere. But again, if you take it off, that's okay too. From there, we go to lower body, and you'll see that we go pretty high because I want to get as much stimulation from high threshold motor fibers. So we got a good chunk of sets here, right? A trap bar deadlift, again, another safe approach, 5 sets of 3, right? And again, I did this in here, broad jump, 3 sets of 3, enough to keep a stimulus of that power and athleticism, right? So we don't really lose it, right? But we don't have to go crazy with it. So we do our trap bar deadlift, ramp up, meaning we do our warm-up sets to get the heavy 3. And I kind of like this rule of above 90%. So I've talked about it before. So imagine that, I'll just use an example. You could do 315 for 3 is your best for that day, right? Good form, challenging. Maybe you could get a little bit more, but you got up to 315, okay? So as you worked up to 315, maybe you did, 225, 275, 295, 315. Okay, well, everything above 90% counts as a set, right? So what's 90% of 315? Oh, it's about 285, right? Okay, that means that 295 and 315 count. So that's 2 sets, okay? And now we got to do 3 more sets. And maybe you do another, you go 305, 305, and then that becomes hard, you get 295. So we just know that for that day, we were lifting above 90%, right? That's a very, very good simple rule because day to day, depending on how you slept, crazy week, that 3 is going to be different, right? It could be significantly different. Like last week, I was doing, I could get 495 for a super simple double, no problem. The week afterwards, it was like 455 for 2 was hard, right? So again, this is a good rule for how to calculate this. From there, we'd go to a barbell reverse lunge, front squat grip, and or if you got a safety bar, love that as well, right? Safety bar, transformer bar, right? Shoulder friendly. We're going to go 3 of 8 per side. And then here we just got some assistance work, which is Copenhagen plank, the superset for 20 to 30 seconds and a glute ham raise, right? Or it could be a weighted back extension, things of that nature. But notice, this again, once you get your dynamic warm-ups done, this is an hour, sub 1 hour training session. Next day, same modality, 5 of 3, right? But now this one, we are going to superset it. Again, could you do some throws here? Sure. But I like this better where we go some type of barbell bench press. Again, for most folks that have beat up shoulders, again, the programming that I've done like this is like a football bar, a kabuki bar is a better option. If you have it, 5 sets of 3 and a neutral grip chin up. Right now, if you're very strong, 5 sets of 3 will mean weight vest. It might mean adding, strap a dumbbell onto it, just weight it up, but crisp form, full range of motion. From there, if you don't have any shoulder problems, 1 arm kettlebell push press, right? So we're going to push press up and then eccentrically control down. If the shoulders are, I would say, are an issue, landmine press and or a high incline dumbbell bench press, right? So remember, you're tilting back a little bit. So it's shoulder friendly. So it's not overhead, but it's here, right? And we'd hit that for 8. In this case, it'll be 8 per side. And then 1 arm supported cable row, which is one of my favorite, I say, back exercises, right? Where this knee is on a bench. The bench is upright. I'm putting my elbow into it. And then I'm using a cable row, right? Because I have constant time and attention for 3 sets of 12. And I finish off with kind of like some assistance work here. Ab rollouts for 3 sets of 10, superset with a 3-way band pull apart. Anything kind of upper back here, will work well. All right, so that takes us, again, we did this. This would be Monday, Tuesday, aerobic capacity work or off. Then Wednesday, we'd go lower body. Thursday, we'd go upper body. Then Friday would be off again and or that cardio aerobic capacity work that we talked about. And then we go full body again on Saturday. And now we're looking, again, like I mentioned, that, if we're working in that 2 to 3 rep range, there's more strength. 6 is a great kind of combo of strength and size. Safety bar box squat. Again, we have a lot of tools that are much more joint friendly. So safety bar box squat. And one thing about the box squat too, look, there's other options. For example, let's say you have, don't have certain options. You could do a belt squat here. You could do a pendulum squat here. You could do a hack squat here, right? The key is just like making it heavy and challenging and having really, really good form on it. Elevated push-ups with weight a lot of times here. One of the things that I like to do is, like, for example, if I have closed, think of a bench press or a dumbbell bench where your scaps are locked in. I want to have something where the scaps are moving, right? Push-ups are a great option here, but load it. So if you could do, 30, 40 push-ups, whatever it may be, I would probably go weight vest here. We do a lot of chains, right? But feet elevated. So feet elevated push-ups, and then 3 sets of 12. A lot of times I'll say get at least 8 to 12, right? But like, let's try to max out and challenge ourselves on this. From there, dumbbell walking lunges and with superset with one arm dumbbell row. Now, these are 2 usually grip dominant exercises. If you ever have a problem with that, we'll just strap it so your grip doesn't give out. And we'll go some type of row variation, right? We did a cable row here. We'll do one arm dumbbell row. It could be a Meadows row. It could be a lot of different options here. Arsenal row, 3 sets of 12 per side. And then again, we're going to do this assistance work here. We got landmine bus driver. So there's an attachment, but think about landmine core work. The landmine's coming out this way. We're resisting rotation, right? So it's like working our abs as we go side to side. We go 5 per side, nice and slow. Face pulls, you can do that with a cable, right? And then farmer's walk heavy for 40 yards. And when we come back down to it, again, this is one of those things where these training sessions, when you look at them and you're timing them, this one might be hour-ish, right? But some you could actually get them done in less time so that you can recover. And remember what I said, like, if there's some rules to this, right? The rules are you have to bust your ass, right? Like, you got to train hard. You got to challenge yourself and use challenging loads with quality form. You have to eat at least at maintenance. If you want to kind of do like recomp, where sometimes people say like, hey, build muscle while you're losing fat, which again, depending on where you are in your fitness journey, might be challenging. But like, you gotta eat enough calories, right? That's an important factor. And you got to recover good, meaning like, think about like your sleep has to be as good as it can be. But this is a good, like not just a good, but a great phase for if you have extra time. You got 2-3 months where you can push a little bit more and you can add that extra strength training session. And this is how I would organize it, right? Where we go full body, lower, upper, full, and this split just straight out works. Now, by the way, like I would just say, hey, take this model. I mean, obviously this is a 4, I would run this for 4 weeks, maybe as much as 6, but I'd usually do 3 4-week blocks like this in a 12-week period. But just think about the format, keep the format, because you legitimately could on every day just switch variations a little bit, like the exercises and the rep ranges, right, for that second phase. And, steal this, save it, do it, and then report back to me and let me know how it went. Again, because these are like real world examples of programs that have been built for clients, whether it's online or here at Vigor Ground in the gym. And so they work, period. Right. With that said, if you want to have more info like this to look, feel, perform more like an athlete without the nagging aches and pains, make sure to follow this channel and check out this other video that I did that takes you through an exact template of athlete for life.